Welcome to the channel. Today we are diving into 4 fascinating American coins that collectors still search for across the country. The 1972 $1 coin, the 1977 $1 coin, the 1972 half-dollar coin, and a famous 1776 to 1976 bicentennial half-dollar. These coins may look ordinary at first glance, but each one carries history, design changes, mint varieties, and in some cases, surprising value depending on condition and rare errors. Let's begin with the 1972 $1 coin. The 1972 $1 coin most commonly refers to the United States Eisenhower Dollar, a large and historically important coin that represents a unique era in American coinage. This coin was officially issued by the United States Mint to honor President Dwight David Eisenhower and to commemorate the Apollo 11 moon landing, making a powerful symbol of both political leadership and space exploration achievement. The coin was struck during a time when the United States was transitioning away from silver circulating coinage, and it reflects important economic and historical changes of the early 1970s. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and Supreme Commander of Allied forces in Europe during World War II. The portrait was designed by Chief Engraver Frank Gasparo. Above Eisenhower's head appears the word Liberty, while the national motto, "I in God we trust," is placed to the left. The date 1972 is shown at the bottom. The portrait presents Eisenhower facing left, and the design gives a strong and dignified appearance, reflecting his leadership during critical periods in American history. The reverse design is equally significant. It was inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia and depicts an eagle descending toward the surface of the moon while holding an olive branch, symbolizing peaceful exploration. In the background, the Earth appears rising above the lunar horizon, representing humanity's reach beyond its own planet. The design again was created by Frank Gasparo and serves as a tribute to the successful 1969 moon landing. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions United States of America and $1, along with the motto E Pluribus Unum. The imagery connects the coin not only to Eisenhower's legacy, but also to America's achievements in space exploration under the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The 1972 Eisenhower Dollar was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins produced at Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, while those struck at Denver bear a D mint mark, and those from San Francisco carry an S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced both proof coins and special silver-clad versions intended for collectors. The standard circulation coins from Philadelphia and Denver were made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, containing no silver. These coins consist of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. However, the San Francisco collector versions were produced in a 40% silver-clad composition, which makes them heavier and more valuable in precious metal content. The coin has a large diameter of 38.1 millimeters and weighs approximately 22.68 grams in the copper-nickel version, while the silver-clad version weighs slightly more at about 24.59 grams. The thickness is approximately 2.58 millimeters. Because of its large size and heavy weight, the Eisenhower Dollar was not widely accepted in everyday commerce. Many people found it inconvenient to carry, which limited its circulation use. As a result, large quantities were saved by collectors or stored away rather than being used in daily transactions. An interesting and highly collectible aspect of the 1972 issue is the existence of 3 different reverse varieties found on the Philadelphia Mint coins. These varieties are often referred to as Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. The difference between these types involves the appearance and detail of the Earth on the reverse side. Type 1 shows the Earth with more defined and bold outlines, while Type 2 features a more delicate and less defined Earth image. Type 2 is the rarest of the 3 and commands significantly higher prices in the collector market. Type 3 displays a modified Earth design that falls somewhere between the boldness of Type 1 and the softness of Type 2. Collectors pay close attention to these details because they greatly influence value. In terms of mintage, millions of 1972 Eisenhower dollars were produced, especially from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, the rarity and condition of a coin determine its market value. Most circulated examples are relatively common and typically trade for only a small premium above face value. However, coins in uncirculated condition with strong luster and minimal contact marks can be worth significantly more. Grading plays a major role in determining value. Coins graded mint state 65 or higher by professional grading services often bring strong premiums, especially if they are well struck and free from noticeable blemishes. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are especially desirable among collectors. These coins were struck using specially prepared dies and polished planchets, resulting in a mirror-like background and frosted design elements. Silver-clad proof versions are particularly attractive due to their precious metal content and superior strike quality. The combination of historical significance, silver content, and limited production compared to circulation coins makes them popular with both numismatists and investors. The historical context of the 1972 $1 coin adds to its importance. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, the United States was facing economic challenges, including inflation and the end of the Bretton Woods system. Silver had already been removed from circulating dimes and quarters in 1965, and the government was adjusting to rising precious metal prices. The Eisenhower Dollar represents the final large-sized dollar coin produced for general circulation in the United States. Later dollar coins, such as the Susan B. Anthony dollar introduced in 1979, were smaller and lighter. The coin also holds cultural significance because it bridges two major chapters in American history, the presidency of Eisenhower and the era of space exploration. Eisenhower had established NASA in 1958, laying the groundwork for the Apollo missions that culminated in the moon landing. By combining his portrait with the Apollo 11-inspired reverse design, the coin serves as a symbolic link between leadership and scientific achievement. Errors and varieties also exist for the 1972 Eisenhower Dollar. Some coins display die cracks, double dies, or off-center strikes. These mint errors can significantly increase a coin's value, depending on their severity and visual appeal. Collectors actively search for these rare pieces, as they offer unique characteristics not found in standard issues. From an investment perspective, most standard 1972 Eisenhower dollars are not extremely rare, but high-grade examples and the rare Type II reverse variety can be valuable. Silver-clad versions also carry intrinsic value based on silver content, meaning their worth fluctuates with silver market prices. Many collectors appreciate the coin not only for potential financial gain, but also for its artistic design and historical background. Now, let's move to the 1977 D1 coin. The 1977 D1 coin refers to the Eisenhower Dollar struck at the Denver Mint in 1977, part of the final regular issue years of the large-sized dollar coin series produced for circulation in the United States. This coin represents the closing chapter and era in American coinage history, as it was among the last of the large, heavy dollar coins before the introduction of the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979. The Eisenhower Dollar series ran from 1971 through 1978 and was created to honor President Dwight David Eisenhower, while also commemorating the achievements of the American space program. The obverse of the 1977 D dollar features a left-facing portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower. Eisenhower served as the 34th President of the United States from 1953 to 1961 and was also Supreme Commander of Allied forces in Europe during World War II. His leadership during both wartime and peacetime made him a widely respected national figure. The portrait on the coin was designed by Chief Engraver Frank Gasparo, who was responsible for the overall design of the Eisenhower Dollar series. The inscription Liberty appears above Eisenhower's head. In God We Trust is placed to the left of the portrait, and the date 1977 is located at the bottom. The D Mint mark, indicating production at the Denver Mint, appears just above the date on the obverse. The reverse design continues the Apollo 11 theme used throughout most of the Eisenhower Dollar series. It shows an eagle descending toward the surface of the moon while holding an olive branch in its talons, symbolizing peaceful intentions. In the background, the Earth can be seen rising above the lunar horizon, representing humanity's achievement in space exploration. This design was also created by Frank Gasparo and was inspired by the official Apollo 11 mission insignia. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions United States of America and $1, along with the national motto E Pluribus Unum. The reverse connects the coin not only to Eisenhower's legacy, but also to the space program he helped establish by creating NASA in 1958. The 1977 D. Eisenhower Dollar was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition for general circulation. Unlike some earlier years in the series that included 40% silver collector versions, the 1977 D coin was produced only in base metal-clad form for circulation. The composition consists of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. The coin has a diameter of 38.1 millimeters, making it significantly larger than today's dollar coins. It weighs approximately 22.68 grams and has a thickness of about 2.58 millimeters. Its reeded edge adds to its traditional appearance and helps prevent counterfeiting. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced millions of 1977 D. Eisenhower dollars, making it a relatively common issue in circulated grades. Because of its large size and heavy weight, the coin was not especially popular in everyday commerce. Many people found it inconvenient to carry, and as a result, a large number of these coins were stored away in banks or saved by collectors rather than heavily circulated. This means that uncirculated examples are still widely available today. Although the 1977 D dollar is common in lower grades, condition plays a major role in determining its value. Circulated examples with noticeable were typically trade close to face value, often slightly above $1 depending on market demand. Uncirculated examples in mint state condition can command higher premiums, particularly if they show strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp strike details. Because the coin is large and heavy, it is prone to bag marks and surface abrasions. Finding high-grade specimens with clean surfaces can be more challenging, and such coins are more desirable to collectors. Professional coin grading services evaluate these coins using the standard mint state scale from MS-60 to MS-70. Coins graded MS-65 or higher are considered gem quality and can bring significantly higher prices compared to lower mint state examples. However, extremely high-grade examples, such as MS-67, are relatively scarce and command strong premiums due to their rarity in such pristine condition. Proof versions of the 1977 Eisenhower dollar were struck at the San Francisco Mint, but those carry an S mint mark and are distinct from the Denver issue. The 1977 D coin was intended strictly for circulation and was not produced in silver. Therefore, it does not carry intrinsic silver value. Its worth is based entirely on condition, rarity and high grade, and collector demand rather than precious metal content. Collectors are sometimes interested in mint errors associated with the 1977 D dollar. These may include off-center strikes, clip planchets, die cracks, double dies, or other striking anomalies. While most 1977 D dollars are standard examples, error coins can bring significantly higher values depending on the type and visibility of the error. As with all collectible coins, authentication and professional grading are recommended for rare or unusual pieces. Historically, the 1977 D. Eisenhower dollar represents a transitional period in American currency. By the late 1970s, it had become clear that the large dollar coin was not practical for widespread public use. Vending machine compatibility, storage issues, and public preference all contributed to the decision to introduce a smaller dollar coin. In 1979, the United States Mint replaced the Eisenhower dollar with the Susan B. Anthony dollar, marking the end of the large-sized dollar coin era that had begun in the 19th century. The Eisenhower dollar series remains popular among collectors because it combines presidential history with space exploration symbolism. The 1977 D issue, while not rare, holds importance as part of the final standard design years before the bicentennial redesign in 1976 and the final year of reduction in 1978. Many collectors build complete date and mint mark sets of Eisenhower dollars, and the 1977 D is an essential piece in completing that collection. From an investment perspective, the 1977 D dollar is generally considered an affordable entry point into large-size modern U.S. coin collecting. While it may not offer dramatic returns in circulated condition, high-grade certified examples can appreciate over time, particularly as interest in modern coinage grows. Its historical context, bold design, and connection to both a major U.S. president and the space age ensure its lasting appeal. Next, we explore the 1972 half-dollar coin. The 1972 half-dollar coin of the United States is part of the long-running Kennedy half-dollar series, a coin that carries deep historical, emotional, and numismatic importance. This coin was issued less than a decade after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963, an event that shocked the nation and led to the rapid redesign of the half-dollar denomination in his honor. Since 1964, the Kennedy half-dollar has remained a permanent part of American coinage, and the 1972 issue represents one of the regular production years during transitional economic era in U.S. history. The obverse of the 1972 half-dollar features the left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States. The design was created by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts, whose initials appear on the truncation of Kennedy's neck. The portrait is dignified and detailed, capturing the youthful yet determined expression of the late president. Above his head appears the word liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is split on either side of the portrait. The date 1972 is positioned at the bottom of the coin. The overall appearance is bold and instantly recognizable, continuing the design first introduced in 1964. The reverse of the 1972 half-dollar displays the presidential seal of the United States, adapted for coinage by mint engraver Frank Gasparo. The design features a heraldic eagle holding an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other, symbolizing peace and strength. A shield covers the eagle's chest, and above its head is a cluster of stars arranged in a circular pattern. The inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar encircle the design, along with the motto E Pluribus Unum placed above the eagle. The reverse design gives the coin a strong national identity and reinforces its presidential tribute theme. By 1972, the composition of the half-dollar had already undergone significant change. The original 1964 Kennedy half-dollar was struck in 90% silver, but rising silver prices led to a reduction in silver content beginning in 1965. From 1965 through 1970, the coin was made with a 40% silver-clad composition. However, starting in 1971, the half-dollar transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition for regular circulation. Therefore, the 1972 half-dollar contains no silver and is composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This change reflected broader economic adjustments within the United States as precious metals were removed from circulating coinage to control costs. The 1972 half-dollar has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a weight of approximately 11.34 grams, and a reeded edge. Its size makes it larger than a quarter, but smaller than the old silver dollar coins. Despite its practical design, the half-dollar was not widely used in everyday commerce during the early 1970s. Many Americans hoarded earlier silver versions, and even the clad versions were often set aside as keepsakes. As a result, although millions were minted, relatively few saw heavy circulation compared to smaller denominations like quarters and dimes. The 1972 half-dollar was struck at 3 different United States mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins display a small D mint mark on the obverse, just below Kennedy's neck and above the date. San Francisco produced proof versions of the coin bearing the S mint mark. These proof coins were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets to create a mirror-like background and frosted design details. Proof coins are generally more sharply struck and visually appealing compared to regular circulation strikes. In terms of mintage, tens of millions of 1972 half-dollars were produced for circulation at both Philadelphia and Denver. Because of these high production numbers and the absence of silver content, most circulated examples are worth only face value today. However, uncirculated examples in mint state condition can carry modest premiums, particularly if they exhibit strong luster and minimal contact marks. As with many clad coins of this era, surface marks from mint handling and storage are common, making high-grade specimens more desirable. Professional grading services use the mint state scale ranging from MS-60 to MS-70 to evaluate uncirculated coins. A 1972 half-dollar graded MS-65 or higher is considered gem quality and may command higher prices in the collector market. Coins graded MS-67 or above are considerably scarcer and can bring significant premiums due to their rarity in such high condition. Proof coins from San Francisco are graded separately under the proof scale, and high-quality examples with deep cameo contrast between frosted devices and mirrored fields are especially valued by collectors. Error coins also exist for the 1972 half-dollar, though they are not extremely common. Examples may include double dies, off-center strikes, clip planchets, or die cracks. Such errors can increase a coin's value depending on their visibility and overall appeal. Collectors who specialize in mint errors carefully examine coins for unusual characteristics that distinguish them from standard issues. Historically, the 1972 half-dollar reflects a time of economic adjustment in the United States. The country had officially abandoned the gold standard in 1971, and precious metal coinage had already disappeared from most denominations. The shift to copper-nickel-clad coinage represented a practical response to rising metal costs. The Kennedy half-dollar, once a silver memorial coin eagerly saved by the public, had by 1972 become a regular circulating denomination without intrinsic metal value. Even though it lacks silver, the 1972 half-dollar remains popular among collectors for its historical and symbolic significance. The coin serves as a lasting tribute to President John F. Kennedy and continues to evoke memories of the early 1960s, a period marked by optimism, change, and tragedy. Many collectors assemble complete date and mint mark sets of Kennedy half-dollars, and the 1972 issue is an essential part of that collection. Today, most 1972 half-dollars found in circulation are worn examples worth face value. Uncirculated rolls and proof coins remain widely available in the collector market. While the coin may not be rare, it represents an important chapter in modern American coinage history. Its design, featuring the portrait of John F. Kennedy and the presidential seal, has remained largely unchanged for decades, making it one of the most enduring designs in United States numismatics. Finally, we come to one of the most popular modern commemorative-style circulation coins in American history, the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial half-dollar. The half-dollar bearing the dual date 1776 to 1976 is one of the most famous modern United States commemorative circulation coins, created to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence. Commonly known as the bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar, this coin honors both the nation's founding in 1776 and 2 centuries of history leading up to 1976. It combines patriotic symbolism with the enduring memorial design of President John F. Kennedy, making it one of the most collected modern U.S. coins. The obverse of the coin continues the familiar portrait of John F. Kennedy, first introduced in 1964 shortly after his assassination. The design was originally created by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts, and it remained unchanged for the bicentennial issue. Kennedy is shown facing left, with liberty inscribed above his head, and I in God we trust divided on either side of the portrait. Unlike regular issues that display a single year, this coin carries the dual date 1776 to 1976 beneath the portrait, symbolizing the span of 200 years from the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the bicentennial celebration. The reverse of the bicentennial half-dollar features a completely different design from the standard presidential seal used on regular Kennedy halves. For this special issue, the United States Mint held a nationwide design competition to select new reverse artwork for the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. The winning design for the half-dollar was created by artist Seth G. Huntington. His reverse depicts Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the historic building where the Declaration of Independence was debated and adopted in 1776. The structure is shown in detailed perspective, capturing its distinctive tower and colonial architecture. Above the building appears the inscription United States of America, and below it is half-dollar. The motto E Pluribus Unum is placed to the right of the building. This design connects the coin directly to the birthplace of American independence and reinforces the patriotic theme of the bicentennial celebration. The bicentennial half-dollar was authorized by Congress in 1973 as part of a broader program to redesign circulating coinage temporarily in honor of the nation's 200th anniversary. Production of these coins began in 1975 and continued through 1976, but none of them carry the date 1975. All bicentennial halves are dated 1776 to 1976, regardless of whether they were struck in 1975 or 1976. This makes them unique among United States coins. The coin was produced at 3 United States mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins do not have a mint mark. Denver coins bear a D mint mark, and San Francisco coins carry an S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced both proof versions and special silver-clad collector versions of the coin. The standard circulation coins struck at Philadelphia and Denver were made in a copper-nickel-clad composition, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. These coins weigh approximately 11.34 grams and measure 30.6 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge. In addition to the standard clad coins, the San Francisco Mint produced 40% silver-clad bicentennial half-dollars for collectors. These silver versions were sold in special mint sets and proof sets and were not intended for general circulation. The 40% silver composition consists of outer layers of 80% silver and 20% copper bonded to a core of 21% silver and 79% copper. These silver-clad coins weigh slightly more than the standard clad versions and contain a measurable amount of precious metal, giving them intrinsic bullion value in addition to collector interest. The mintage of the bicentennial half-dollar was extremely high. Hundreds of millions of copper-nickel-clad coins were struck for circulation, making them very common today. Because so many were produced and saved by the public as souvenirs of the bicentennial celebration, circulated examples typically remain worth only face value. It is common to find them in pocket change even decades later. However, uncirculated examples with strong luster and minimal contact marks may command small premiums, especially if preserved in original mint packaging. Proof versions of the bicentennial half-dollar are especially popular among collectors. These coins were struck with specially polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like background and frosted design elements. Proof coins from San Francisco may be found in both clad and 40% silver versions. High-grade proof coins with deep cameo contrast are particularly desirable and can bring higher prices in the collector market. Condition plays a key role in determining value. Circulated coins showing we're on the high points of Kennedy's hair or on the details of Independence Hall are common and usually worth face value. Uncirculated coins graded mint state 65 or higher can be more valuable, particularly if they have strong eye appeal. Professional grading services evaluate these coins on the standard numerical scale from 1 to 70. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are relatively scarce and can command significant premiums due to their rarity in such pristine condition. Error coins also exist within the bicentennial half-dollar series. Some examples show double dies, off-center strikes, clip planchets, or die cracks. While most bicentennial halves are standard issues, error varieties can attract specialized collectors and may sell for much higher amounts depending on the type and severity of the error. The historical importance of the 1776 to 1976 half-dollar cannot be overstated. It represents a nationwide celebration of American heritage and unity. During the mid-1970s, the United States was emerging from a turbulent period that included the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. The bicentennial offered an opportunity for national reflection and pride. The redesign of circulating coinage served as a daily reminder of the country's founding principles and achievements. The inclusion of Independence Hall on the reverse emphasizes the ideals of liberty and self-government that were established in 1776. The continuation of Kennedy's portrait on the obverse maintains the memorial aspect of the half-dollar series, linking the nation's founding era with modern leadership and sacrifice. This combination of historical symbolism makes the bicentennial half-dollar unique among modern U.S. coins. Although the coin is common and generally affordable, it remains one of the most recognized and widely collected coins in American numismatics. Many collectors assemble complete bicentennial sets, including the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coins issued with special reverse designs. The half dollar is often favored for its larger size and detailed depiction of Independence Hall. These coins may not all be rare, but they tell powerful stories about American leadership, space exploration, and national celebration. Whether you are a beginner collector or an experienced numismatist, searching through pocket change, old collections, or bankrolls for high-grade examples can still be exciting. You never know when you might discover a rare variety or a perfectly preserved coin worth much more than its face value. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more detailed coin history, value guides, and hidden treasure discoveries in the next episode.